in our class the other day, right? About this root word of it, invocare, or I don't know how that's pronounced in Latin, which is in voice, to call forth from within, for the power within. We're speaking forth the power that is within us. So think about that as you're saying this invocation with me. And breathing into our heart center. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotence. Just breathe that in and feel that power. You're calling forth the reality of this omnipresent good, this omnipresent love. Breathing that in. So it is.
I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
And so I invite you now to just go back. You can put anything that's on your lap to the side. Take a nice deep breath and just allow your body to sink back into your chair as we do a little meditation. We're going to do a little I am meditation today. So I invite you to, as I say these I am statements, I invite you to say them silently to yourself, to repeat them after me silently to yourself, and really take them deep into, embody them in you. So let's take a deep breath in with our nose and breathing out through our mouth. Again, breathing in and out through your mouth. And on the out breath, feeling every muscle in your body relax. Breathing in and out through your mouth. Releasing any of the to-do list, being fully present in the moment. One more breath in. Breathing in the awareness of this present moment, right here and right now. And as we relax into that core presence within us, in our heart center, I invite you to say silently to yourself these I am statements. I am in the presence of love. I am the presence of love. I am aware of my connection with the infinite. I am an expression of infinite life. I am filled with light. I am whole, complete, and at peace. I am a unique expression of infinite abundance. I radiate divine love. I am aware of my connection with everyone and everything on this planet. I am in the flow of infinite good. And let's just take a few moments and let those ideas just settle in and embody them in the silence together for a minute. And as we have allowed ourselves to sink deeper into the awareness of love's presence, of who we truly are as expressions of this one life, we've created an energy here, a healing energy. And into this healing energy of peace and love, I invite you to speak aloud, gently, the names of people who are in your heart, on your mind, that you would love to see enfolded in this same light. And we also see the names of those who have filled out a form request and put it in our prayer box. We see these lives in the midst of this healing light circle. We see an awakening within their consciousness of their connection with the divine. And we see a realization in their lives of whatever it is they're requesting, because the answer is already here. What they're seeking is right here, in this moment. And together, we affirm the realization of that in their experience. And so it is. All right, and if you would take a nice deep breath and begin to bring your awareness back into the room, back into this moment, back into your body. Stretch a little bit maybe. Move around, look around you. You can dance into the room. You're free to do it all, especially when it's your birthday. I revealed the secret. So look around at all of these faces of the divine here in the room, all of these beautiful emanations of light, and really feel that connection. And I invite you now to say our vision and mission statement from that place of reawakened awareness of that energy and that divine life that is ours. And it's either on the front of your program or, yes, on that sheet in the seat back in front of you. So let's take a deep breath in. And together, our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission. We center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. Thank you. Really felt that. All right, so today I have the honor and the privilege of officially welcoming in 2 new members into our UCP family. These are 2 individuals who actually were in the class, in the Pathways to Community class that we had, the beginning of the summer, but for whatever reason weren't able to be here when we were welcoming in those members. But they're here today, and we're going to officially welcome them in. So if I could have Dolores Branch come on down, and Nathan Jorgensen, come on down, come on up. And Mary is going to put a candle in your hand. And Maria, our board president, 2 members of the board here to also officially welcome you in. So these 2 individuals actually have already jumped into, being a part of us, I feel like. They're both in the affirmative prayer class and, just jumping into service and all kinds of great things. And take the time to talk to them, because these are 2 really interesting, intelligent, insightful, delightful human beings. So really get to know them. All right, so they, as I mentioned, they completed the Pathways to Community course. They have agreed to participate with UCP by sharing their time, talent, and treasure according to their own inner guidance. And they've agreed to the membership covenant. Sharing in that divine light, all parts of that one divine light. And so they have agreed to the covenant, which includes the mission and vision that we just all said together, but also the value statements, the UCP value statements, which I think are important to, on a regular basis, to say, to speak out loud, to remember what we've all agreed to and what they are agreeing to today. And so that is to welcome and embrace the divine in all, We honor the sacredness of the planet. We consciously practice gratitude. We grow our consciousness of prosperity, healing, and forgiveness. We invite Spirit to lead our thoughts and actions. We freely share our gifts in loving service to others. We lovingly welcome people of all ethnicities, ages, gender identities, and abilities. We honor the deeper truths found in spiritual traditions and religions from around the world. We embrace the spiritual practice of meditation and affirmative prayer. We're learning much more about that. Our goal is to act with integrity and authenticity. We provide opportunities for spiritual growth for our youth. We take responsibility for our own lives, understanding that we, not others, create our own experience. We embrace the idea that life is meant to be fun. So please confirm with an I do if you agree to this. All right. And I turned it over to our board president, Marie Kavanaugh.
Good morning, everyone. This community is blessed by having you two join us. We really feel honored. Could I ask everyone to please stand? And at the end of this question, I'm going to ask you all to respond, I do. And if we could all please extend our hands in a blessing to our new members. Do you, community, agree to support these new members in their spiritual growth and their service to this community?
I do.
Please join me now in showering Dolores and Nathan with our unity blessing. It's in the seat back if you need it, but it goes, most of us know it. It's the children's blessing on the back. Children and all of us. Nathan and Dolores, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ in you. As you sit down, could I ask you to please place your candles in the holder behind you? And these candles represent our journey of spiritual growth together while shining your Christ essence through this community, through your lives, and through the world. Mary has your certificate, or Victoria has your certificates and small tokens.
And it's in the
In
bag,
a gift
Dolores.
bag.
Swag bag for you guys.
And welcome. So it is.
So it is.
So it is.
It's official.
Making around that jungle with drums there. Great to be here. Let me turn on. Hey, how are you?
Tasting. Cooking is the other thing that I do. We're gonna do a song that comes. This is my wife, Nilan Siang Weiss, or I should say, my partner. We're trying to keep up with terminology. This is a piece that comes from the Jewish Sephardic tradition. The Jews that came out of the area of Jerusalem and migrated during the 3rd, 4th century all the way to Morocco and settled in Morocco and Spain and Portugal. And they're a unique sect, and this melody, this song comes from that tradition. I don't think it's from the 4th century, but. Are we ready? It's called Los Biblicos. It's a reference to the sacred books. I think of it as a love song, though.
Good. That was terrific. Thank you. Happy Halloween. Like my bats? Yeah. Remember when Halloween used to be just one day a month, like October 31st? That was kids dressed up in cute little costumes, sometimes scary costumes. They get together with their friends. They go trick-or-treating one day, right? And then the day after, they've, of course, come back with all the candy, which the parents have to either hide or eat. Or we want to save the kids from all that sugar, right? But now it seems like the whole month, like it's stretched out into a whole month of October, is filled with Halloween images, right? And the scarier, the better. The scarier, the better. Have you been into any of those pop-up Halloween stores? You know, they sort of come and go. Well, I guess you do if you're looking for a costume. But I'm telling you, you walk in there, and it is scary. It's like the bloodier, the more mutilated, the more otherworldly you can make it sound, the better. And let's not talk about horror movies, because I don't get it. I mean, I know some people like them. Maybe some people here like horror movies, but I don't quite get it. I think they're getting creepier and creepier, aren't they? Have you seen the trailer for this new movie, Smile? It's this really creepy thing, and it's, oh my God, nothing's safe. So, anyway, that'll go back on October 31st. So it's really not Halloween images and horror movies that is frightening most people today. What's frightening most people today is the uncertainty, right? The uncertainty. How high is inflation going to go? Are we going into a recession? You know, is it a global economic collapse? I mean, what's happening? What's happening to our democracy? You know, it's more fragile than we thought. What's happening to our planet? Are we ever going to take meaningful action to stop climate change? And if we don't, you know, really how much longer do we humans and our animal friends actually have? It's, you know, on the surface, it feels like we're living in very scary times, enough to make you want to jump into bed and pull up the covers over your head and just stay there until it passes. But really, I mean, truthfully, objectively, we're not living in any scarier times than any generation before us. It just feels that way, right? It feels that way because we're bombarded with images and messages from all sides 24/7 with news and the internet and social media. And, you know, the scarier, really the scarier, the better, right? People taking cell phone images, you know, the things that get the most attention, the most likes are recording bad behavior, the worst of humanity, or natural disasters. You know, they get the attention, like the scariest costume. That gets attention, so people stay. And so the social media algorithms are like, you're interested in that, huh? I got some more, where that came from. And then you stay there and, whew, they make more money. Somebody's making money. You know, and I was thinking about this week, and I was thinking, I almost wish that we had social media and cell phones in 1930s Europe with Hitler invading. And if people had taken images of the Holocaust, of the I think it would have ended much sooner. We were watching that Ken Burns documentary, the America and the Holocaust. Oof, wow. Hard to watch, but important. You know, and it really wasn't until everybody saw the images that we all said, okay, let's do something, you know. And the same could be true for any of the atrocities, many atrocities that have happened, you know, over the centuries that we never found out about until later on, right? So, in many ways, in many ways, we are living in far, far better times. We are, with a couple notable exceptions, we're living in more peaceful times. We are living in vastly more prosperous times, certainly for this country, but also other countries that maybe a century ago were poor, they were considered poor, they're now thriving. So things are shifting. Modern medical advances and knowledge of nutrition have helped us to live longer, more, productive lives. We're able to stay in touch with family and friends that have moved far away. It's like we can beam them into our living rooms virtually. It's a boon for me. My daughter lives 3,000 miles away now. It feels so far until we FaceTime or, do Zoom, and then she's there. More people are meditating now. Everybody knows what meditation is, and most people have tried it. More people are doing yoga. There's a yoga class in every YMCA and senior center. You can find it anywhere. When I was doing it, many, many years ago, when I was a teenager, it was considered weird. Right? And that was Southern California. I can't imagine what it was like here. It was non-existent, right? So now we're doing it. More people are eating less meat. They're becoming aware of that issue. More people are recycling. More people are actually taking action to reduce their carbon footprint. Our consciousness is raising. Our consciousness is expanding. The collective consciousness is healing. And probably more important than that is that you and I, all of you and I, and many others are becoming aware of our divine identity and the divine identity of others. We're becoming aware of our oneness, that we're all expressions of this one divine light, that more people are becoming aware of this. More people are understanding that we're not a victim of circumstance, that we're not a victim of anything in our external world, that we're powerful co-creators, right? We're powerful co-creators, and it is our perceptions of life that create our experience of it. And we can change our perceptions. We can embrace higher, more positive perspectives, possibilities, and then that becomes our experience. That becomes our experience. More of us are becoming aware that our challenges are opportunities for growth. More and more people have heard that expression, that AFGO thing, another fabulous growth opportunity. That's becoming kind of common. So, so that obviously the perspective is changing. People go, it's a growth opportunity. I can use this to grow, to develop some talent, some gifts, some strengths that some I didn't even know I had. More people are becoming aware of our 12 powers. This crazy idea that somebody by the name of Charles Fillmore had over a century ago, that we have these power centers within us, these access points to specific qualities of our spiritual power. More people are finding out about this. They're learning about this. They're using it. They're activating it. Activating, we'll talk today about the power of faith, which is centered here in the center of our head, which is the power of faith. It's not belief, right? It's a deep inner knowing at our core, that we are sourced by infinite love. We're sourced by infinite love. And we're proving it to ourselves that as we jump into the law of circulation and give of our time and our talents and our treasure, that we experience an increase of joy and love and abundance. You know, we're learning that as we increase the amount of energy and love and resources that we share, we experience an increase in livingness, in joyous, abundant living. So all of these things are really helping us to untie the knots that have held us captive to this idea of being a victim. We're taking off the scary glasses, right? We're refusing to listen to fearmongers. And we're switching out the lenses with which we view the world, which we view life. So, in my view, we're living in far, far better times. And things are just getting better and better. So, there is a farmer by the name of Joe, and he lives in Washington State, where he has a beautiful apple orchard, huge apple orchard, those delicious Washington State apples. And he has been tending this apple orchard, that these apples have been bearing rich fruit for many years, and he's done very well for himself. You know, he's done well. He's got a happy family. He's sent his kids. He's putting his 4 children through college, and he's got a beautiful home in the hillside overlooking this valley where his apple orchard is, and life is good. But recently, he's been worried. He's been fearful. He's had sleepless nights. He's been worried about, inflation. He's been worried about recession. He's seen the loss, several $100,000 in his investment accounts. He wonders if it's all going to come to an end. Is buyers going to pull back? Is it all going to unravel? And he's filled with fear. And so one afternoon he goes out into his apple orchard and to commune with his trees. So Joe secretly likes to communicate with his apple trees, and he likes to think that they communicate back. And see, he goes and he sits under one of his favorite apple trees, and he shares his concerns. He voices it aloud. I'm afraid that the orders are not going to come in like they were, and it's all going to, fall apart. I'm not going to be able to pay my mortgage. I'm not going to be able to, pay those tuition payments, for my kids to go to college. What's going to happen? Maybe I should let go of some of my employees. Maybe I should sell off my equipment. I'm very concerned. And so the apple tree responds back. Good invitation. Thank you. And says, well, I don't know about all that, but I'm still appling. And all of my brother and sister apple trees are still appling. And we'll continue to apple because that's what we do. We share of our gifts. That's who we are. We'll continue to apple. So I don't know what you're saying, but I'm looking around. I'm seeing nothing but abundance. Plenty. And so Farmer Joe takes this in. And slowly his perception begins to shift. And he thinks, And he looks around him and he sees an abundance of apples. I mean, more apples than you could ever possibly count. There's plenty. And he takes that in. And he just is in the presence of abundance, in the presence of plenty. And suddenly, ideas, creative ideas, and solutions begin to occur to him. And he takes a breath and says, thank you. So, my friend Derek Rydell says in his book, The Abundance Project, He says, remember, there is infinite potential locked up within you. So if you want more to come into your life, you must find a way to let more come out of you. It doesn't matter what the outer circumstances are. They have no power to determine what you can create and contribute. Your potential is always greater than the problem. All power, all supply, truly everything that you could possibly need is within you. If you shrink to fit a condition, you constrict the channel through which the solution and the evolution flow. If you expand in the face of contraction, becoming a big enough, strong enough channel, you embody the answer you're looking for. If you shrink to fit a condition, you constrict the channel through which the solution can flow. If you expand in the face of contraction, becoming a big enough, strong enough channel, you embody the answer you're looking for. Expanding in the face of contraction. It's not easy. Honestly, it's not easy, right? When we have a very real appearance in our life of limitation, when we have an outward experience of loss or lack, the first thing we want to do is pull back, right? Pull in, constrict. But we're constricting the channel through which the answer flows, through which the solution flows. In other words, the creative ideas for, what we can do, what we can, what we can share, what we can give. It's like, if you try to limit the amount that you're exhaling, just a little tiny bit, just exhale just a little tiny bit. It makes it really hard to take a big in-breath, doesn't it? And if you keep doing that, you're going to pass out. So please don't. See? It's like it takes practice to train the brain to understand that life is created from the inside out, that we receive when we give, that we experience a greater degree of livingness when we jump in with both feet and say yes. Let's all say yes. 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 Jumping in with both feet. The potential, our potential is greater than the problem. And there are problems. Don't get me wrong, I'm not denying that there are problems. Big ones, right? So we need to all realize our potential. We need to all work together and allow those creative solutions, those creative ideas to be realized. Because recessions and depressions are caused by people who pull in out of fear. There's not enough. I'm afraid there's not going to be enough. And then that fear begins to rule. And then enough people have that fear, and it takes on a life of its own. It creates an energy. And all the while, the apple tree is going, I see nothing but abundance. I see plenty. I am plenty. I am abundance. Let's say that together. I am plenty. I am abundance. I am the expression of the infinite givingness of the universe. I am the expression of the infinite givingness of the universe. And that will continue to be true when we continue to nurture the trees. In other words, nurture our consciousness, nurture that abundance consciousness, and tap into the potential. To tap into our potential, which is greater than the problem. And then, creative ideas. We get stronger. We learn new skills, new abilities, new ways of relating, new ways of being. Our guidance guides us into the right place at the right time. As long as we're nurturing that consciousness, we're nurturing with love. With love. That's key, staying connected with our heart, letting that heart lead us. We're taking off the scary glasses. We're living from the inside out. Right? Okay, namaste.
We're channeling the same stuff. Does anyone, so I wrote a list of references. I'm going to do a spoken word piece. Well, it's music with spoken word in it. And some of the references might not be obvious to people. And so I wrote, there's a sheet that you all might have if you have today's, and whoever doesn't have one and wants one, I have a couple extras here. You have extras? Okay, so we're set. I will proceed, or we will proceed. I'm using a melody. This is a Cuban melody as the background for this piece. The style is Wahida. All right. All these little details.
I have a cross-cultural mind. When I think of Martin Luther King Jr., I think of Mohandas Gandhi. When I think of Carlos Santana, I think of Babatunde Olatunji. When I think of Muhammad Ali, I think of Rumble in the Jungle, when George Foreman took a tumble. I have a cross-cultural mind. When I think of Ella Fitzgerald, I think of Celia Cruz. These women had voices of many hues. With power and fluidity, they shared their ability, they shared their gift. And many a spirit they did lift. I have a cross-cultural mind. When I think of Nora Jones, I think of Ravi Shankar, her father who turned the Western world onto the sitar. When I think of the late Desmond Tutu and Nelson Mandela, I think of their friend, the Dalai Lama, who's still alive and spreading compassion through the land. Bringing it closer to home, I think of Buffy St. Marie, singer, songwriter, and activist from the First Nation Cree, and Rita Coolidge of the Cherokee, and Black Elk, the Lakota Medicine Man, all of them trying to preserve the land from the greed and hocus pocus of the white man. It's just a cross-cultural mind that I can't leave behind in these scary times. Thinking of all the potential of humankind.
Wow. Synchronicity. Oh, okay. It's me again. I'm doing double duty today, but I don't mind. All right, so let's take that beautiful song. Thank you. I love that. Spoken word. Gorgeous. And the ideas that we were sharing a minute ago about flowing in, staying in that flow, staying in that energy of love, of givingness, of being that presence of the divine expressing. And so we have an opportunity to do that with our physical expressions of love. And there's many ways that you can share of that. Okay? All right. Okay, that's good. Don't pay attention to that man behind the curtain. So many ways. It's in your program. You'll see the Venmo or text to give on the website, cash or check, or if you are signed up to be a conscious sustainer, which we just had that conscious sustainer drive last month, and a lot of you, thank you, all of you, who jumped into that, by the way. I really appreciate that because you're saying, yes, I'm here for you. I want to support this community. This speaks to me. I want this energy to help support me and help support others. So, yeah, thank you for that. And so I invite you to take your tithes, your gifts, your offerings, whatever it is you choose to give, or the symbol of your giving, and place it to your heart. If you're giving with a partner, you can hold that together and say with me our abundance affirmation, which is in that handout as well. Taking a deep breath from our center. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
Happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much good I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much love I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled. I'm aware of all my blessings, so much grace I can't sit still. I'm happy, I'm joyful, I am fulfilled.
Ooh, that was great. I love it. That additional sauce there, extra sauce. That was great. All right, so let's take that energy of love and joy and feel it moving through us and out through our hands and direct them to these gifts of love, these expressions of divine love that everyone is sharing here. We know that they bless this community. They go out and bless a larger community. And in that energy of circulation, they come back and bless the giver in so many abundant ways. So for this and so much more, we are filled with gratitude. And so it is. And here is the prayer request box that Karen is taking back. If you would like to have your prayers prayed over during the service and by our prayer team for the next month, and they do, then there's a little prayer request that's by the box. Go ahead and fill that out and put it in. And I see a couple of new faces today, so we are so glad to have you with us. If you would maybe raise your hand, and the greeters will come by with a packet of information. Mary will come by with a packet of information and put it in your hand. Yeah, welcome. One here and one here. And we'd love to get to know you a little better after the service. Our wonderful Tana has helped us prepare refreshments after the service, and we're so grateful to her. And that's a good opportunity for us to, in a relaxed way, get to know you, and for you to get to know us a little bit more and enjoy it all. All right, one more time. Alex.
Chris, we're going to collaborate here.
A really beautiful piece that, what's his name, Bill Lee, father of Spike Lee, wrote this piece for the movie More Better Blues. This is the theme for it. And we're going to feature, this is another first time, this is a low F harmonica.
It's fun. Yeah, I can feel that, truly. All right. Oh, hang on a second. I must put it away. Hang on, I'll be right back. The announcements somehow got in here. Thank you. Thank you for a little musical interlude. Help me out here. All right. Thank you. Okay, so find your inner treasure. We're so excited about this. We've been working on this a while. This is for November, the month of November. So we're doing a talk series here about finding your inner treasure, and we're tying it in with what the kids are doing, finding their hidden treasure out in the outdoor sacred spaces. And we have several wonderful people that are helping to lead different activities with the children out in the outdoor sacred spaces during this service. And we're going to end with an actual treasure hunt on that last Sunday in November. So it's going to be really fun. We're really promoting this wide. This is like the first time we have really done a marketing kind of thing and promoting it wide. So there are flyers on the back table. If you wouldn't mind, like if you go to a coffee house or something and, you see the bulletin boards, if you would just take one and put it up, that would be excellent, because I think a lot of parents would be interested in having their kids learning about their inner treasure while we're learning our inner treasure and having fun, right? It's all about fun. Okay, now, Earth Care Initiative, sponsored by the Sacred Activism Team, which is reforming the Sacred Activism Team. And the first thing we're doing, Emily brought this wonderful idea to us. There's somebody that she knows that takes the old electronics. You know how many times have you had to get rid of a cell phone or a computer or any kind of, a toaster oven, a blow dryer, anything that plugs in. So this person will take them and recycle the parts so they don't end up in a landfill. Right? It says, keep it out of the dump it on us. So if you would come and gather those things that you're not using, you're going to throw away, and bring them here anytime between Monday and Friday, right, 12 to 4, they will be recycled. So, right? Yeah, really. I have a few I want to bring. Yeah. So we... Okay, social media, many ways to stay connected with us, following us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, follow, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and you'll stay informed about what we're doing. And also, Debbie posts these beautiful affirmations every week, and it's good to go in, especially on Monday, to see the affirmation and carry that through the week, and meditations and all kinds of good stuff. So you want to stay tuned to that so you can stay inspired and supported, right? 3-minute miracle. This is your opportunity after the service to sit with someone who is trained in prayer and who, so if there's anything kind of here in your head or in your heart that you would love to have somebody sit with you and know the higher truth, know those divine possibilities that are present and can see it and help you see it. It's just such a wonderful way to be supported. And I believe it's Mel today who is our prayer partner. So you will meet Mel in that back room on the right hand, the left-hand side in the ministry office. So 3-minute miracle. And deeper dive discussion group. Are we doing that today? Gaines is leading this discussion group that's happening after the service. And so if you want to, if this is kind of inspired some ideas, you have questions, you want to communicate more or hear from others, then please join Gaines, and you can, take some of your your refreshments back into the back room, the chapel, the last door on the right. And we'll be doing that. And Michael, you're offering chair massage today. Okay, Michael Savino in the back, and he gives some really wonderful shoulder and back massages for a love donation. So he'll be back there. And does Alt need a ride home? Yes. So our dear friend Alt needs a ride home today. So if anybody would be willing to share their car and drive him home after the service, that would be awesome. So we'll see him after the service. All right. Okay, so That's it for announcements. So let's all stand and say our, oh, I'm sorry. Stay where you are. Stay where we have children today. We're going to welcome in the children. Radiant life of God, I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God, I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, the vim of God, I am the radiant life of God, I am, I am, I am. Boop, boop.
Alrighty. We have a good class today. We have Jane, and we have Susan, and we have David, and we have
Yeah.
Regine, which I should forget, but she's here every Sunday. And today we read this book, great book. Get me out of this book. He was afraid of everything. He was a bookmark. And he had to go back to school and get a badge and actually use the principles that we use here at Unity. And the book says you breathe deeply. Breathe in and out until you can relax. His next lesson was to think good thoughts, get rid of that monkey brain, and make a plan, which here at Unity is set an intention. And after you've done that, and you've overcome whatever it is, we're grateful. And you have gratitude. So their activity was, can I use this? You show? Ladders of bravery, success, and growth. So they out there with things that they weren't afraid of. I'm good with that. A little challenging. A little more challenging. Oh my goodness, I can't do that. And I told them as they work with them, following these steps, they can move this down one as they're working on it. Move it down one until it's at the bottom. I'm not afraid. I handled this. I achieved it. Yes, and I'm grateful. So that was our lesson for today. Thank you, Benny. You're welcome.
Let's bless these children and the children everywhere as we say our blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are, and we behold the Christ in you. Ah. All right, wonderful. You may be seated. And now let's all stand up and say our prayer of protection with I am statements, and then our peace song. And that is also on that sheet right in here. Okay, feeling that energy of love again pouring through our heart. Together we say, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. All is well.
The peace that was